Heart to Heart, a Catholic media ministry, presents Ornaments of Grace, stories for Advent and Christmas. Today's ornament of grace for Saturday of the fourth week of Advent is Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, from the Gospel of Luke. Then Zechariah, filled with the Holy Spirit, uttered this prophecy. He has dealt mercifully with our fathers and remembered the holy covenant he made, the oath he swore to Abraham our father he would grant us, that rid of fear and delivered from the enemy, we would serve him devoutly and through all our days be holy in his sight. Advent is coming to an end, and today's gospel cites Zechariah's beautiful canticle. His prophetic song of praise reminds us that God is faithful to his promises, that he calls us to walk the path of peace, and that he brings us eternal salvation. One person who followed a path of just peace was Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati. Born in Turin, Italy in 1901, Pierre's father was a newspaperman who became a senator and then an ambassador to Germany. His mother was an excellent painter. From an early age, Pierre had a desire to help the poor. Once, when Pierre was a child, a mother came with her son to the Frassati's door, begging. The little boy had no shoes, so Pierre gave his shoes to the boy. Pierre became a lay Dominican, influenced by Dominican saints Thomas Aquinas and Catherine of Siena. A deeply prayerful person who attended daily Mass, he dedicated himself to caring for the poor and to changing social systems for the good of all. Well liked by many because of his kind, humorous ways, he brought a lightness into heavy situations. Active athletically, he enjoyed mountain climbing and swimming. Pierre participated in anti-fascist rallies. He hated violence and had a calming presence wherever he went, even at the protests. Never afraid, he was often physically attacked by fascists. Arrested many times for peacefully protesting, he once had to fight back when the police became violent at a church-backed demonstration. When people lauded his courage, he said, "One ought to go, and one does. It is not they who suffer violence who should fear it, but those who practice it." Pier Giorgio studied at a university in Turin to become a mining engineer in order to serve Christ among the miners. In his free time, he served the poor, giving all he had to those in need. Once, he gave away his bus fare and ran the long distance home on foot. Often, he gave up summer vacations at his family estate outside Turin because he felt that if everybody left the heat of the city, no one would be around to care for the poor. Frequently spending his nights adoring the Blessed Sacrament, he meditated on St. Paul's letters, especially 1 Corinthians 13, on the excellence of the gift of love. Pierre contracted polio in the summer of 1925, probably while caring for the sick. Boating with friends on June 30th, he complained of pains in his back and returned home on July 1st with a severe headache and fever, only to find that his grandmother had died that day. Not wanting to draw attention to himself, he mourned with his family until he became too ill on July 2nd. He could not move when the doctor arrived. On the night before he died, his hand was partially paralyzed, yet he wrote directions so that a friend could take needed medicine to a poor man Pierre had served. His last words before he died on July 4th, 1925, at only 24 years of age, were these: "May I breathe forth my soul in peace with you." The Turin poor turned out in droves, lining the street on the day of his funeral. Pope St. John Paul II beatified Pier Giorgio Frassati in 1990, calling him the man of the 8 Beatitudes. Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati is today's ornament of grace. Observing the beautiful ornaments. How can we, like Pier Giorgio Frassati, serve the Lord faithfully and devoutly without fear?